Hello, in this video I'm going to be tracking a weird weather pattern it is fixed to have for parts of the US. How cold and how warm it's going to be for parts of the US, especially for the southeast US as we approach New Year's. And along with that, how cold it's going to be, especially for parts of the southeast as we approach 2024. So let's get right into the video. Alright guys, so now let's get right into towards the video. So I hope you had a very good Christmas, had a good time with your family, had some good food, had some good gifts. Hope y'all enjoying that. Now Christmas is over. We are now approaching New Year's and end of 2023. What's going to happen to the weather as we get in towards the end of 2023 to 2024. So I'm going to be going full detail in this video. But if you do like this video I be doing on my channel, please hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get right into it. So first of all, I do want to talk about what's going on right now for parts of the southeast. Because if you live in parts of South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, it is a wet one for y'all. Thanks for this energy, this storm system that's making its way towards y'all. And look at this, guys. Towards the central U.S., you got this strong upper level low that's spinning up here. That's bringing a lot of cold air for parts of the central U.S. And also that, guys, along with that, it is bringing some snow too. And also a big storm that is moving towards Pacific Northwest also. So by the time we get in towards the end of this year through early next year, we have a cold blast that's coming. For parts of the southeast, it's going to feel colder than normal. And I'm fixing to show you why it's going to feel colder than normal. So let's get right into the video. So first of all, we're going to look at our 5 megabar height anomaly. And this is based on how strong the heights are. So the red represents below, the red and orange represents above average heights, means drier conditions. That's ridge of high pressure. That red and orange, that's ridge, and means that's high pressure, that's that's drier conditions and above average temperatures. The blue is below average height anomalies, meaning that's unsettled weather, below average temperatures, not always raining, but sometimes more like disturbance, more like unsettled, bringing some cold temperatures and some storms. So you can see, guys, as I'm recording this, you can see we do got this trough that is set in place for parts of the central U.S. It will be making its way through the southeast, but look at this. By the time we get in towards late this week through Thursday, look at this. It starts making its way through. But look at this. You might notice this thing kind of just sits there and don't really move. And by the time we get in towards the 29th, it finally starts making its way down to the southeast. And what's going to happen is this slope, this trough that's north of it, this trough is going to bring lots of cold air down from north and bring it down to the southeast. And this is what's going to keep temperatures kind of cool and below average of parts of the southeast. For Florida, it's going to be cold for a while, cool for a while for the first time in a couple of years. And look at this. By the time we get into December 21st, December 31st, the last day of the 2023, look at this. We still got unsettled weather for parts of the eastern U.S. And now this is not unsettled weather. These are cooler temperatures. You can see the reason why we got all this blue here. All this blue is below average heights. I mean, all these cooler than normal temperatures for parts of the southeast. The northern U.S., the tip of northern U.S., including Canada, you got above average heights, mean got region for parts of Canada, so temperatures gonna still be above average for y'all. And also some more storm systems, more troughs coming from the west. Then by the time we get in towards the first day of 2024, we still got all these blues. So, I mean, that's still below average heights, meaning below average temperatures for parts of the eastern U.S. Thanks for this trough is gonna be centered for a couple of days. Look at this. Parts of the north U.S. and Canada, you still got that ridge in place. That storm system is making its way towards California. So California, you might have a big storm coming by the first day of the year, which is a little bit too far out. Or take us with a grain of salt, but still, by the time we get into the 2nd of January, the 2nd day of 2024, look at this. The ridge, this trough starts moving out of its way finally. Then ridge starts to build back up for parts of the central in Ohio Valley. But look at this. If you live in parts of the southern U.S., you got some plenty of storms coming. Look at this, guys. Very, very interesting weather pattern we got going on by the time we get into January, which is 2024. Look at this. We got a lot of troughs moving through. Like, we got trough after trough moving through. We got one that's coming from the Pacific Northwest, one that's already towards southeast, and probably another one come behind it. So we got to watch as we get in towards 2024 because we got some interesting stuff coming. Possibly severe storms, possibly snowstorms, or just Arctic blasts. I mean, not Arctic blasts, but cooler temperatures. So now I want to get in towards the 5 mile bar wind speed. And these are winds 18 to 20,000 feet above our head. These are where our jet streams are located. So down here we got a Pacific jet stream, a subtropical jet. Then up here we got a polar jet stream, which is that brings our Arctic blasters. But look at this. By the time we get in towards, okay, I want to show you. Okay, by the time we get in towards the 27th, look at this. Here coming storm system that we dealing with right now, guys. That's this trough that we doing right now. That's bringing snow for parts of the central U.S. and along with that, bringing some rain for parts of the southeast. This trough will sit there and just spin up a little bit, but by the time this trough comes down, along with that, it's gonna bring cold air. And a cold enough air that some places could possibly see snow with it. Look at this. Very strong positive tip trough that's moving towards the southeast. Got trough anywhere from 105 to 115 knot winds on the upper lows in the atmosphere. Then this trough moves out of here by the 30th. And the last day of December, which is the last day of 2023, we got a little bit of a dip of the jet stream, not as significant. That moves way towards the northeast, then southeast. But look at this. This trough does kind of develop over Florida, but I don't think we're going to see no severe weather area. I think that's just going to be more another cold front moving through for y'all. But look at this. By the time we get in towards the 3rd January, not really much going on, so it's going to be pretty quiet. So the first couple of days of January is probably going to be quiet with some cooler temperatures for parts of the southeast. Now I want to show you the 5 mile bar vorticity map, and this is based on how much energy is in the atmosphere. So the darker the colors are, the stronger the energy is. So you can see, guys, I like losing this. I really don't lose this much, but I still like losing it. But look at this. You can see this little piece of energy that spin up towards central U.S. That will kind of spin up for a while, then make its way down the southeast. And along with that, that's going to bring some very below average temperatures for parts of the southeast as we approach New Year's. And look at this. We got more energy from the Ohio Valley that might make its way down by New Year's Day. And look at this, guys. And also look at that. We got more energy coming from the southwest that's being driven by a subtropical jet that's moving towards southeast too. So we got some interesting stuff coming by the time we get in towards end of this year through early next year. So now I want to show you the low-level jet winds. How strong the wind is going to be in the low levels of the atmosphere. And the reason why I want to show you this is because are we going to see severe storms? It's possible, guys. It's possible. Most likely not. I think most likely we're just going to see some cold temperatures, below average temperatures. But as we get in towards after the first week of January, we do have to watch the potential for severe storms. But I don't think we're going to see that. I think all we think we're going to see is just cold fronts coming down, carrying below average temperatures, more storm fronts, probably bringing some storms and probably some snow. I don't think we're going to see no severe storms. That's most likely not to happen because the temperatures is going to be too cold and we're not going to have a lot of moisture. We just don't have that kind of agreement that we typically see when we tracking severe storms. So this is just going to be storm systems just moving through. That's going to bring some heavy rain and possibly some snow. So low-level jet winds, I just want to show you just anyway, but look at this. By the time we get in towards Thursday, this storm to make its way through. We do get a decent amount of strong low-level jet winds for parts of the southeast, but we don't have those rest of those greens for severe storms. And look at this. By the time we get in towards New Year's Eve, not really much going on. But look at this. By the time we get in towards, this is the latest. Okay, this is as far as I can go. By the time we get in towards January 1st, not really much going, but look at this. We do get a little bit of a disturbance or start making its way towards the southeast, including Florida, bringing decent amount of strong little jet winds. But look at this. Back towards the plains. Also, you might have an upper system too that's going to have some very strong little jet winds too. So now the overall preset, what's the weather going to look like for the U.S.? Well, not really much going on for parts of the western U.S., but look at this. The central U.S., you got some winter storms going on right now. Parts of the Dakotas, you're getting some snow, some ice, some sleet. If you live in parts of the southeast, you're getting some rain. And this is being driven by this storm system that's moving. People, look at this. By the time we get into toward 28, it's going to kind of spin up towards the northern U.S. And look at this. By the time we get into toward 29, look at this. This system will start finally making its way down the southeast, and because of that, it's going to bring some very cold air behind it, and the temperatures will be cold enough that parts of Tennessee and Kentucky will see their first snow of the year. Look at this. In parts of the higher elevations of North Carolina might see some snow. Now, the thing is, it's not going to bring enough cold. I mean, it's not going to bring all the snow complete down to the south, but we will see a couple flurries out of the system as enough cold air does make its way down. But look at this. By the time we get into the last day of December, we might have some lake effect snow for y'all for parts of the lakes, the Great Lakes, parts of Michigan, Wisconsin. You might get some lake effect snow. And look at this. By the time we get in towards the first day of January, which is the first day of 2024, not really much going on. It's going to be pretty quiet for the majority of the U.S. Probably except Florida. Florida, you might get some showers, some storms moving on through by the time we get in towards the 2nd of January. Besides that, the rest of the U.S. is going to be pretty quiet. This storm system will make its way through. Look at this. Parts of those mountains of eastern Tennessee and eastern Kentucky, we might get some snow in those higher elevations where temperatures will get cold enough. So, yeah. And look at this, not really much going on, but look at this. By the time we get in towards the 4th of January, we do get a piece of energy that does make its way towards the southeast. And along with that, if enough cold air meets, we could possibly see some snow with this system on the backside of it. That means that would include Tennessee in the northeast. Tennessee to Kentucky, Virginia, and possibly the northeast. But we got to see. But look at this, guys. Now, we are going a little bit too far out. We are already 222 hours out, that's too far out. That's La La Land. So take it with a grain of salt. But look back towards the western U.S. Those higher elevations or those Rockies, we got a lot of snow coming for y'all. A lot of big storm systems coming towards the western U.S. So now let's get right towards our overall temperatures, because if you live in parts of the southeast, get ready. These temperatures are going to be below average. Like a very cool start to the New Year's and the end of New Year's too. So what temperature is going to be like tomorrow? So waking up tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. It's going to be pretty warm for parts of the southeast. Thanks for this storm system that's pouring a lot of moisture out of that God. But look back towards central U.S., guys, in the Ohio Valley. It's going to be very cold, especially in those higher elevations, the Rockies, guys. You got temperatures below zero. Yes, it's very cold. But look at this. By the time I get in towards Thursday, I'm going to skip this. By the time we wake up Thursday morning, guys, you can see this cold air finally start making its way through the south, down the southeast. That brings some very cold temperatures waking up on Thursday morning, December 28th. Parts of the southeast, you got temperatures anywhere from 20 to 30 degrees. Very, very cold for parts of the North U.S. And look at this, guys. By the time we get in towards Thursday highs, it's going to be pretty warm for parts of the southeast because the cold front hasn't really made its way through. But by the time we get into the 29th, that cold front will make its way through. And it's going to bring some cold temperatures. It's going to be cool for a while. So buckle up if you hate the cold. But look at this. Waking up on Friday morning, December 29th, here comes this cold front. Here come these 30-degree temperatures making its way down. The whole U.S., even including Florida, yes, you're going to be kind of cool on Friday morning, especially back towards the northern U.S., the upper Midwest. We got temperatures in the 20s and 30s, that's typical, still above average for this time of the year because temperatures are not supposed to be this warm this far north. Even Canada, you're not supposed to see these temperatures in the single digits in the mornings. So, look at this. Friday highs. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty chilly one for the majority of the U.S., maybe except South Florida. But look at this. Parts of the southeast, the upper Midwest, please put those jackets on. It's going to be cold for y'all. The southeast, please put that jackets on. It's going to be cold for y'all. Even parts of northern Florida, please put those jackets on because it's going to be cold for y'all because y'all are not used to seeing temperatures like this because it's Florida. You're in a tropical climate. You're more used to seeing warmer temperatures than colder temperatures. So December 30th, Saturday morning, it's going to be pretty chilly for the whole U.S., especially the upper Midwest. Those Rockies, those higher elevations, those Rockies got temperatures anywhere from the single digits to below zero. Got temperatures in the low 30s for parts of the southeast. The highs on Saturday, yeah, it's going to be still pretty chilly. Except Texas. Texas is going to be warm. But look at this. The northern U.S., guys, temperatures only going to be in the 20s. Like, boy, that's typical for this time of year. But look at this. Even far as south as Florida, temperatures going to be in the upper 50s, low 60s. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty chilly for parts of the southeast. Parts of the northeast, pretty chilly. So, look at this. By the time we get in towards waking up on December 21st, the last morning of this 2023, yes, it's going to be a cold one. Yes, it's going to be a cold one. Even parts of Florida, it's going to be a cold one. Even parts of northern Florida, it's going to be a cold one. You got temperatures in the 30s. Yes, y'all not used to that. I'm used to that, but y'all not, because it's Florida and y'all not used to seeing temperatures in the 30s this far south. Like, look at this, guys. Parts of Miami, Florida. You got temperatures in the low 40s. Like, gosh, like, this is a very strong cold front. And guys, this cold will stick for a while. I mean, at least through the first week into January. Then the highs on December 31st. Florida, things will warm a little bit up, but not enough where y'all want it to be. Temperatures only going to be in the 60s all day. Parts of the Carolinas, the Southeast, temperatures only going to be in the low 60s, upper 50s for parts of this. But look at this. In northern U.S., temperatures going to still be very cold. But look at this. The only stick I'm not seeing very much cold temperatures is Texas. Texas is probably going to stay warm for throughout the rest of this year. Then waking up on January 1st, guys. Waking up on New Year's Day, first day of 2024. Look at this. It's going to be a cold one for a lot of people on first day of 2024. Look at this. Parts of the Southeast, even Florida, temperatures are going to be in the upper 30s to low 40s, especially in the upper Midwest. You got the Dakotas. You got temperatures in the single digits. Waking up temperatures in the single digits. It's going to be a very cold one for y'all on New Year's Day. The New Year's Day highs, yeah, it's going to be still a cold one, but South Florida does get to warm back up just a little bit. But besides that, rest of y'all still going to be cold. Then January 2nd, still gonna be cold in the mornings. Look at this. Parts of Tennessee, parts of the Carolinas, the Southeast got temperatures in the 20s. Yes, it's gonna be cold for y'all. Then waking up on, okay, this is, okay, did I think January 2nd? Okay, here's January 2nd highs. And boy, it's gonna be a cold one. Temperatures in the 40s. 30s and 40s, like, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be, I mean, it's not 7 p.m. It's just, okay, 1 p.m. Okay, temperatures are gonna be in the 40s and 50s for parts of the Southeast. And waking up on January 3rd in the morning, look at this. It's gonna be a cold one for the Southeast. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Even parts of Florida got even down far as down as Miami, you got temperatures getting very close to 39 degrees. The whole Southeast, temperatures going to be in the upper 20s, low 30s. And boy, look at all this cold air towards Canada. Yeah, God, this is all below zero right here. But that's still kind of above average for this time of the year. So nope, not yet. And that's only lows. That's not highs. But the whole U.S., even including Texas, you including this too, is going to be a cold one. Then now, by the time we get in towards January 4th, we still gonna have these very cold temperatures. Look at this, guys. Look at all this Arctic air coming from Canada. Boy, that's some very cold temperatures. These are well below zero temperatures right here. But that's still above average because it's January, the coldest month of the year. Temperatures are supposed to be much colder than that. So now, temperature anomalies. And this is probably gonna be a long video. Yeah, it's always 17 minutes long. So how below and how above average these temperatures going to be? Well, for right now, even in parts of Southeast, we still got above average temperatures, but get ready because that is, you know, that's going to change. Look at this. By the time this cold air gets through, yes, guys, because Florida is Florida do not see temperatures like this much. So that's why Florida's going to see below average temperatures. Look at this, guys. Parts of Canada, you still gonna have above average temperatures, but look at this. Parts of Florida, parts of Southeast, you got anomalies anywhere from 11 to 15 degrees below average. Like, look at this. As we approach New Year's, we still got below average temperatures parts of Florida. Still got a lot of above average temperatures for Canada, which is that's not gonna go away nowhere near soon. Look at this. The whole Southeast, you got some below average temperatures of special parts of Florida. You got anomalies getting very close to 19 degrees below average. Like, yeah, that's Central Florida right there. Yes, look at these anomalies. It's very below parts of Florida. Look at Florida. Got anomalies anywhere from 17 to 19 degrees below average. The whole Southeast, the Carolinas, as we approach January 3rd. Look at this. These above average anomalies do start to slack up just a little bit. Because temperatures will be cooling. But look at this, guys. Look at this. Finally, all these above average temperatures finally starts to go away. And now here come these below average temperatures. So parts of Canada, get ready for a very cold one for the first time in a while. Because these temperatures been very, very above average. Like, we've been seeing 50 plus degrees above average for the past couple of days. But as we approach January, as we approach 2024, it's going to be colder than normal. Now we're expecting colder normal. And because it's going to be colder normal, you know, temperature is going to be 30, 40, 50 degrees below zero. Yes. But look at this. Parts of the northern U.S. still going to be chilly. I mean, not chilly. Still going to see some above average temperatures. Southeast, we're going to start to warm up just a little bit. It's getting anywhere from slightly above average temperatures. So now, I want to show you one thing that something I don't do often is I want to show you the latest update on Enzo on El Nino, because as we get in towards spring of next year, we are wrapping up El Nino. We are expected to be in a neutral phase by April of next year, then possibly getting towards a La Nina by next summer. So yes, I know we've been in La Nina for a very long time, but this what that girl is coming back, because Lucy during an El Nino only lasts 9 to 12 months, which is a La Nina only lasts for a year. So La Nina lasts for 3 years, that's rare, but La Nina is coming back as we approach middle 2024. And look at this, the latest update on the models. Y'all probably can't see this. I'm gonna go to my client prediction center. Okay, can y'all see this better? On the latest models, guys, the latest models show that we are expected to go through that downtrend by the time we get in towards January, February, March, and by the time we approach the spring, we will be in that neutral phase by April. Then by the time we get in towards June, July, we will most likely be in that La Nina again, and never know how long that's gonna last. So I will have I'm thinking about doing a end zone evolution outlook on El Nino. I think by next month, possibly. It depends. So let's don't waste no time for this. Let's go and get into the main topic. I mean, the climate prediction center temperature outlook. So what the temperature is going to be like? Well, you know those below average temperatures are going to stick for December 31st, which is the last day of 2023, through the first couple of days in 2024. Parts of the southeast, temperatures are going to be below average. And it's for that cold air. But besides that, rest of y'all through the central U.S. and the Midwest, temperature's going to be near normal. But back towards the west, you got temperatures slightly above average. You got slightly above average for the northern tip of that U.S. Precipitation, yeah, it's going to be dry for parts of the northeast. Thanks for a lot of regions, but if you live in parts of the southern U.S., especially southwest, including southwest California, it's going to be a wet one. The southeast, precipitation is going to be anywhere from near normal. But now, let's get into our 8 to 14 day outlook. The first week into January. Look at this. Now, this was issued yesterday, but look at this. We still going to have these below average temperatures for parts of the southeast, near normal above average temperatures for parts of the Ohio Valley in the Midwest. We still going to have above average temperatures for parts of the western U.S. And along with that, precipitation does start to spread. Still going to be slightly below average precipitation for parts of the northeast. Above average precipitation for parts of the southern U.S. too. So this is going to be it for this video. I will have another video out on New Year's Eve. Yes, New Year's Eve, because not really much is going to be going on now into New Year's. I mean, it's going to be pretty quiet. So I'm going to have a video out on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So this is going to be the first video. I mean, it's probably going to be the last video for a while because, yeah, not really much going to be going on, so that's why I'm not going to be making no video for a while. So I'll see you on New Year's Eve. I hope you like this video. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video. Peace.